Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Welcome to the Chicken Steak Podcast. I'm your host, Bruno, and back this week is your boy, David.
Yes, I am back. It feels good to be back again.
So how have you been? You were obviously not here last week because of issues, and we had to bring in Echo. I think he did a good job.
No, he did a good job. I found it was very funny when you said, like, please remember not to say some dodgy stuff. And he was like, oh, what did you just tell me? I will do no such thing.
No, he said, no, what you mean? I am clean.
That's a fucking lie. And we both know it. No, I was a bit burnt out because motherfucking COVID is hitting us hard on the job, and it's not very nice. No, I was just feeling very tired, and I really need some time to recharge mentally, stuff like that.
That's fair.
Yeah. But that means that the topics that I had for last podcast are now valid again, sort of. Yes.
I got a bit confused there, I'll admit.
Maybe I should clarify. It's like because of how I work, I usually just an idea pops up in my head and I write down a notepad and I send it over to Bruno and go like, oh, this is the current topics right now that I'm working on or have in my head, and they've grown quite large, if you could say it like that. Unless it's gotten thick.
Though I would like to say, none of the podcast is scripted. We just kind of have a plan we follow, but none of it's actually scripted.
Exactly. First topic.
You're not following the script!
Oh, no. This is going to be horrible. Biggest reason for starting a podcast. Why did you start the podcast?
Well, it's a good question, but I don't think I have a good answer.
Okay.
Basically, I've been like most people these days, especially love listening to podcasts. Because for me, it's always been a thing where oftentimes I'm playing something or doing something, and I like having this makes me sound lonely, but it's I like having people around, talking to people, and if I can't have that, I put on a podcast. So it feels,
Yeah, so it feels like you're having an interaction with somebody.
Yeah, it's like I'm in a conversation except I'm not saying anything. And basically, that's where my interests are. I used to, back in the day, especially, listen to a lot of the Yog Pod, which used to be the Yogcast podcast. I think they have, oh yeah, they do. They have a new one called Triforce they've been doing for a couple of years now.
Sorry. Oh, Jesus, sorry.
But generally, podcast felt like a really likable medium for me because you can do anything with a podcast. In a way, it's you can make a podcast about any topic, and then it can be appealing to anyone because it's as long as they're interested in a topic, it's just conversation about it.
Yeah, no, it's like you're sitting around the table and people just having conversation. You're not really pitching in, but you are enjoying what they are talking about because it's interesting.
Yeah.
And no, I'm just happy you didn't decide I'm gonna do a one-man podcast.
Oh no, I was considering doing a one-man podcast, but I just because for when I start to actually do things in the past, I've done streaming, or when I was a kid I used to do YouTube. I always look up at least some videos and advice to starting stuff. And a solo podcast is a thing you can do, but for first off, a solo podcast you still most of the time need guests if you want to be a solo host.
Yeah.
Because a podcast where you're just literally monologuing, I just don't see the appeal of that. I wouldn't listen to a monologue podcast, so I don't. Basically, I don't want to make content that I would not enjoy myself.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Because I follow one his name's Louis Spear. He's an Australian comedian, and he has both a podcast with him and one of his best friends, who's also a comedian, and then he has his own podcast, which is a solo podcast, and it's fun to listen because he's a comedian. He knows how to deliver everything in a very entertaining manner, and obviously it's not fact checked, which makes it funnier. And he's fully aware. It's you're not coming to my podcast for the facts. You're coming from past podcast for the laughs. And if I'm making you go, then I'm doing something right.
I think what I also set out to do when starting a podcast is, and this kind of like also because on the topic of solo stuff, why I didn't want to do solo stuff is because both of us, not so recently, I don't think either of us, we used to both of us watch a lot of Game Grumps videos.
Yeah.
And I noticed that I like, because I pretty much, I didn't actually watch Game Grumps videos. I would much prefer to just put it in the background and use it as a podcast.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, Dan and Aaron, they're just like having podcast style conversations over gameplay. And then I just noticed the episodes, for example, when Dan often was sick or Aaron was available, then there's like a 40-minute episode of like Dan and Aaron solo playing a game and like trying to do topics and conversations. And it's just like,
it's not the same because the dynamic doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't have the dynamic.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. It really depends how you are as a person, if you can make a conversation interesting enough. Because otherwise it's just you rambling and it can get really fucking boring eventually.
Yeah. I started the podcast also because for a while now wanted to have like a thing I do. Because I haven't really had a hobby. Because like gaming, like I play video games all the time, and like it's like a passion, I'd say. But like I wouldn't call it a hobby.
Yeah. I mean, every time it's like, oh, but what do you do as hobby? It's like, saying gaming just sounds like I'm a loner. Like I'm all by myself. I'm not doing anything at all. Like it sounds sad to say it, but at the same time, it's not that you're sitting gaming alone. Usually, it's that you are sitting on a Discord channel talking to people. So it's, I don't know. It's kind of hard to want to put it.
Gaming is certainly a recreational thing. Well, I don't count it as a hobby, though I think there's a way to do it. Because I don't play, like, one game for a long period of time. Because, for example, if I say only played World of Warcraft, then I would call it a hobby. Because it's, like, it's a very specific thing you do. Because saying, like, I play video games as a hobby is like saying I watch TV as a hobby. It's like, it's a general activity, but, like, I think you need something more specific for it to be a hobby. And the other reason I wouldn't count as a hobby is because for me, I like consider myself as like a very creative person. I like to make things. I like to use my imagination.
Yeah.
And so like that's why I like something like a podcast where it's not like I'm creating something instead of just I'm achieving goals in a game.
Yeah.
Not dissing games. I love games. But like.
But it feels like more satisfying when you are creating something else that it's purely you. There's no other medium that you are using to immerse yourself with someone like that. It's just raw me as a person, or you as a person in this case.
Yeah.
So no, I understand that.
And then there's also, because the podcast started with me and Alexis, and me and Alexis both shared the interest in starting podcasts, and in the past we once tried it, and it didn't go badly, but we kind of like had the typical podcast shtick of we made one episode and then no other episodes ever.
Yeah.
But then this time I was like, okay, we're just gonna go in and we're gonna do it. I'm gonna just like we're gonna do this every week. Then Alexis quit, and there's a slight hiatus.
And you were like, I need to get somebody else.
Yeah, because as soon as he quit, like I specifically asked him like if it's okay if I continue the podcast, because I mean, I came up with the idea, but like he helped me like create it.
Yeah.
So it's like I wanted it to be okay with him, and like yeah, he said it was cool. Because, like, I just enjoy doing this. It's like, I don't know. There's something about doing this podcast. It's just a nice process.
Yeah. It's also
collecting thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's a good way to have the things that have happened during the week boil down into the podcast. Like, for me, for example, it's been very good to keep myself trying to remember things I've done, and it makes my weeks more interesting because, like, oh, this has happened. This was fun. This is an idea I was thinking, and I can actually share it with somebody else that is not in my closest circle, stuff like that. Also, pretty much forcing yourself to be outside your comfort zone, so you sort of create, in citation marks, a situation that you will think, oh, this will create a good story. Like, this is gonna be good if I tell it another time.
Yeah, but I think also starting a podcast has like made me more interested in like actually keeping up with like current events. And a thing where I notice is like if something happens, I try not to like talk about it too much because I'm like, this could be a good topic for the podcast. I must save this one. But yeah, that's kind of the reason behind starting it.
Yeah. Shall we move on?
So what's your worst abortion joke? I don't know what's coming. You just sent me the list and I see abortion joke. I'm like, yes, we need this.
Yeah, so I enjoy making a lot of anti-jokes, like jokes you didn't expect to go the way they're doing. For example, why did little Johnny drop his ice cream?
Yeah, no, our hands.
No, because I got hit by a bus.
Alright, I mean, same genre.
It's the same genre. So my brain was like sitting there. I don't know what I was doing, but I turned around to my girlfriend and was like, there's... Oh, I remember why. So, in Poland, they've pretty much banned abortion and stuff like that.
Yeah, and Catholic country.
Yeah, because they're being shitheads and stuff like that. And my horrible brain went, oh, it's never too late to to do an abortion. Just press hard enough on the soft spot on the baby. It's like an instant off switch.
It's the big red button to turn it off.
It's such a horrible joke, and every time I say it to my girlfriend, her face goes dark, and it's just like, that is horrible. It's like, I know, I'm a horrible person.
That reminds me of like the best roast I ever did of a person.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, when I was playing a lot of League of Legends with my friends.
Oh.
So like, I was very argumentative back then, and I like almost like, I didn't, but I almost want to say I did love getting into arguments and fights.
Yeah.
And especially during League games, we would get very heated, and we just start yelling. Like it's not actual anger because we're like still laughing in the like rage, but it's like we're just yelling at each other. It's like me and 4 other friends, and one specific friend, I'll call him Ted for just to give him a name. Yeah. So me and Ted would argue all the time and start insulting each other. And I just got one day so angry that at the top of my voice I just screamed.
Yes.
Your mom wanted to abort you, but she couldn't afford it. And I remember I screamed that so loud in Latvian, so my mom came out of the room and was like, what is wrong? I'm like, I don't know, playing video games.
Those times when your parents or people around you actually gets concerned for the things you're randomly saying in the heat of the moment. Ooh.
I know, like, there have been many times for the Joker I start saying, like, let's say more questionable things. Say very, like...
PewDiePie on the bridge?
No, that's not questionable. That's wrong, but it's not questionable. I mean, questionable things like, yes. How do I say this without getting demonetized?
We're not even monetized. We have no sponsors.
True, that is true.
Today's sponsor brought to you by water.
Sip on it.
Refreshing.
But basically, I said the typical terrorist phrase. Let's say it like that.
Yeah.
I was just screaming that for the meme. My dad came in my room and was like, dude, watch out. Dude. Because we have some neighbors who are of Middle Eastern descent.
Oh no.
So my dad was like, yo, chill out. I was like, aye.
Son, are you winning, son? And also, please don't say those things.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, that's... I just want to put it out there because
It's spicy.
it's a spicy boy.
But on the topic of spicy, what food do you like to make?
Yeah. So I was really need to think about this one. What was my favorite food to either eat or cook? And my favorite food to eat, I would say, is. I'll come back to you on that one.
Bye.
No, but my favorite food to cook though is a nice risotto. Like, do you know what risotto is even?
I know it's Italian.
Well,
It's like rice. I remember that.
It's rice, yes. It's cooked rice, sort of. It's
Creamy rice. Okay, I get it. It's like fucking Alfredo rice.
like right. Yeah, no, that's it's like it's a hard dish to learn, but it's an easy dish to make. You just have to have patience.
All I'm seeing is it's just creamy rice.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much what it is. It's like really fucking creamy rice, and I love to make it. It just takes a little bit of time, but I remember the first time I actually did it, were is when I was in middle school and we had like cooking classes, stuff like that. It
Yeah.
was more like, oh, we need to teach the kids to do household things because
Yeah, we
it's
had
fun.
similar things like that.
Yeah, so then we had like sort of a competition. We had like a week or so to learn a dish, pick a dish and learn it, and then cook it for our teacher. And I went for it. Like I searched up the recipe. I got all the ingredients. I tried to do this as closely as I could because we couldn't get proper wine because we to begin with
Oh, yeah.
this is a school and we're underage.
Yeah.
But they managed to get cooking wine and we had to keep a budget. I managed to keep my budget by like a crown or so, which is the Swedish currency. So it was like a few cents difference. And because I've been practicing this dish, I was the one that was done the first. And I had to wait for everybody else to finish up their lame ass dishes. Somebody straight up just cooked some macaroni and sausage.
Yo, that's base.
I was and we're like, yes, I am proud of this. Well, I was doing like actually suffering a bit in the back.
Sounds like a scuffed version of Master Chef, like the kids version.
Yeah. But I actually put in effort, and everybody else were like, oh, I'm gonna have half a minute to cook pasta, chop up sausages. It's like, motherfucker, my dish is getting cold. What the fuck?
That's kind of dumb. Like I think, like as soon as you were done, you should have been allowed to present.
I said like I'm done, and she was like, "Oh, we'll have to wait for everybody else so we can taste them." It's like, no, it's gonna get cold. It's like, what the fuck? And I had to wait
Yeah,
10
like,
minutes.
Makes no sense.
So I got third because of it.
What the fuck?
Guess what got the second place? The sausage! The fucking sausage! Motherfucking
Dude, you can't
sausage!
go wrong with macaroni and sausage.
Fucking.
It's so simple.
Ugh.
I'd be the guy that'd make a bomb ass peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It's like, I made PB and J. This is just pure white bread. PB. And
Cut
J.
off the crust.
No, I'm a real man. I left the crust on.
Fuck, what's my favorite? You see, I'm lazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I love to eat food. I
Yes.
don't like... It's like... No, that's weird. Because I can't say I don't like to cook, because I love to cook. It's just that I'm lazy. So, like, if I actually make myself do it, when I start doing I'm having fun.
Yeah.
But to get to that step, it's like, oh, man. Well, for me, the first thing ideally is if I want to, like, it's a recipe I want to like. Of course, I want to need to like the food.
Yeah.
And preferably it to be, like, done under, like, 40 minutes. So, like, a multiple hour or even worse, multiple day recipes I just would not attempt. That's just not my thing.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Like if you're doing like a dinner and then you're doing one of those that takes time, fine. Then you're
Yeah.
preparing stuff. Otherwise, I totally understand. Like 40 minutes, yeah, that's what it usually takes. Like it can take you 20 to 30 minutes to cook a dish, or 40 if you're lazy. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much what it takes to cook. That's
But I'd say my favorite dish is because recently I've been getting into making burgers.
yeah, poor
Because like,
burger.
who doesn't love burgers?
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like a nice burger?
Yeah. But what I like about burger, it's like it almost feels like a special craft because like all the details you do is like how you cook the patty, what do you have in the patty, the spices you use, toast the buns, how you mix the sauce proportions,
Yeah.
how you layer everything. It like it feels great, but also doesn't take forever, and then it tastes amazing.
Yeah.
Like pair with like a nice cold glass of beer.
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
great.
Fucking I remember what my favorite dish to eat is ramen. Like a fucking weeb that I am, I love ramen.
Oh, on the topic of ramen, I think like a month ago, there's a because like food deliveries become amazing now that COVID's on because
Yeah.
there's all these apps that deliver from all these restaurants.
Here I'm sitting in
There's
Sweden.
a
We have
really
I've had
good
it for
ramen
months.
place
Hmm?
here in Riga.
Oh,
There's a,
I'm jealous.
it's really good.
I'm jealous.
It's like €9 per portion, but it's like a decently sized portion. It comes like in this like cardboard cup.
Okay.
It's weird. It's like the presentation is really nice. It's like imagine like a Ben and Jerry's ice cream like
Yeah.
thing. Okay, imagine it's just brown cardboard and there's like a sticker on top saying like what ramen it is in their like logo. And you open it up and you got multiple cups. You got the one cup which is the broth,
Yeah.
and then you got a cup which is the noodles and like the meat,
Yeah.
and
And then you get
got
toppings.
and then you got a container with like the egg. I think the toppings were mixed in with the noodles. No, they were separate also in their own little container. And then you could what I just did is open the noodle thing, put in the egg, put in the toppings, pour on the broth, everything just in this cup, and then I just eat it with the like chopsticks, and then just drink the broth, and it's like it fills you up, but it's also so convenient. I didn't have to use a single utensil or dish,
Nice. That's pretty nice. Because
and it tastes really good.
I'm trying to perfect how to make like low budget ramen at home.
Mm.
Mostly because it's not always as easy to find all the ingredients and stuff like that. But I am starting to find like finding an Asian market right here is surprisingly hard. I know there's a Asian store somewhere in my city.
I know there's like a lot of Asian stores and markets in Stockholm.
Yeah, no, it's like in Malmo there used to be loads of them, and I don't know why, but they've gone out of business like ages ago before COVID. And me and my girlfriend are gonna go hunting for one today. See if we can find an Asian market here. Because usually I buy those pre-packed noodles.
Yeah.
And then I would love to do a broth from scratch, but it takes so much time. Like, if you're gonna make a proper broth, if you're gonna make a proper, for example, bone broth, you will need at least 12 hours to let it boil. This is not time I have necessarily.
I kind of agree with you on that. I've made bone broth before.
Really?
It takes long, but now that it's like 3 to 4 hours.
I mean, the longer it sit, the more flavors.
Well,
are
yeah,
obviously
but
gonna
like,
be.
cause like we put in like some chicken, well, like some like non-often eaten like cuts of meat. So like you get like weird bits of like chicken and all that.
Yeah.
And then you throw in like veggies with that, and then you boil it for like I think it's like 3 to 4 hours.
I mean, that's the
not that
baseline for any broth or slash soup. Like you
Yeah.
boil for at least 4 hours, up to as long as you want.
Yeah.
And I really want to like have a really like nice cloudy tonkotsu broth, and that's gonna take time to make. But everything else is the easy part. The topping is easy. The egg part is easy. The meats are easy. The mushrooms, it's a bit hard depending on where I go to buy them. For example, I love shiitake mushrooms, but it's like 2 or 3 stores that are close to me that have it, and even that is like a 20-minute walk away. Whilst everybody else have like the regular mushrooms and stuff like that. But the rest of it is easy to assemble and then put it together, and I've almost managed to perfect it to almost like proper ramen.
Well, the thing with ramen and like most Asian food in this case, but the very convenient thing about it is you make the broth. Yes, it takes. For example, you want to make the 12-hour one. You make 12 hours, but you make like a big pot, and then you have broth for like a week, so you can just make ramen every day.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue. I don't have a big enough pot at home. Like I think the biggest we have is like a 5 liter, and I would love to have like a 10 or 15 liter pot, which is.
I mean, 5 liters is still good.
No, 5 liters is still a lot, but like when you put in all the vegetables and stuff like that, when you start reducing, you sort of end up with 3, which is not necessarily super much, but it should be enough at least.
How do you do your broth? Do you just like brew the broth and then use it, or do you do something else? Because I do a thing where I prepare the base broth, and then separately I make a mixture of lemon juice, soy sauce. I don't remember. I think there's just lemon juice and soy sauce, and then like ginger root and garlic, and I just like get that ready. So like boil that for like a couple minutes, and then I mix it with the base broth, and then it tastes amazing.
What I do is I fry all the vegetables, everything that's aromatics. I fry, especially celery. I fry them so it gets like this, not charred taste, but like it helps a lot with the flavor. Then I chuck it in a pot, pour water in it, let it boil, skim and throw in different types of spices depending on what it is. Like I'm trying to go for ginger, like fresh ginger. Just take the root, crush it up a bit, chuck it in, garlic, chop it in half, throw it in, and sometimes I've tried what was it? Cinnamon? A very small amount of cinnamon, because cinnamon is a very powerful taste. And then I let it simmer. But when I pour it over into a bowl, in the bowl I prepare soy sauce and mirin, which is rice vinegar, sugar, and sake is usually the mixture. If I can actually do it, I usually used to have rice vinegar at home and sake, like really cheap sake, that I mixed everything together. That's the baseline of like all the extra umami flavor you can get from it. And then I pour in the broth, pour in the noodles. Well, no. Soy sauce mixture first, noodles, broth, toppings, and then present. I think I've sent you ages ago one of the pictures.
I've seen your bowls of ramen.
Oh, they're.
I mean, I've sent you mine as well.
Yeah, they're delicious. And actually, I finally bought like proper sized like bowls to have ramen in, because I had one bowl, but it was too small, and now I finally found like proper big bowls, and I love them so much. So that presentation is really important. I usually do pork for my meats and stuff like that.
Like pork belly?
Yeah, exactly, pork belly. And I want ramen. What time is it?
I think I gotta agree with you in saying that like ramen is probably my favorite food. Like it used to be pizza, but
yeah, that's
I don't even like pizza anymore.
I
don't know what's wrong with me. It's like
fuck.
It's not that I don't like it. It's just that I'm not hype about it anymore. It's like I'll eat pizza, like it's pizza, but like ramen, I'm like let's go, ramen time.
You get excited about ramen. Whilst pizza's like it's nice, but it's such a. I've started associating it as a comfort food, which is not very good.
Yeah.
But it's like I can't be asked when I order pizza. Like I can make pizza at home, and even then, it's like I can't be asked. because it doesn't take a long time to make pizza. Like,
Yeah,
even the
that's true.
dough, it takes 20 minutes to make because it's not supposed to rise a bunch. Then just beat it beat it with a stick, shove it in.
On the topic of Asian foods,
Yeah.
I've recently started wanting to buy a rice cooker.
You gone full Asian. No.
No, because, like, I'll admit I've been watching a lot of Uncle Roger videos, which are
Oh,
great. If
Uncle
anyone
Raj.
listening
Oh.
doesn't know, Uncle Roger is I think Chinese or Malaysian born,
Mm.
but then like grew up in Britain, comedian who like started basically a cooking comedy channel where he just looks at and rants about like famous chefs cooking things wrong
Yeah,
or
like
right, and it's like
Asian dishes, they're cooking them
yeah,
wrong. For example,
most famously egg fried rice.
Yeah, Jamie Oliver cooking egg fried rice in a regular fucking pan and not in a wok.
And using fucking chili paste.
No, it's fucking
Not chili paste, chili jam, chili
chili
jam.
jam. Why would you have chili jam?
I don't know what chili jam is.
It's what it says. It's jam made out of chili. It's sugar in it. It's not supposed to be sugar in it.
Stupid.
Oh
But
my god.
because I've always the way like I've never cooked packet rice because I think packet rice is just not good. It doesn't taste good. The way I've always done it is like I always rinse my rice and then I just
Remove all the starch.
yeah. Then I boil it in a pot for 1 minute. Then when it hits 1 minute, I turn down the heat to low. This is a recipe I found a while back.
Mm-hmm.
Turn out the heat to low. Take the lid, wrap the lid in a towel, put it over, and then for the next 5 minutes, like just let it sit like that.
Oh.
And then just the water, and the rice just like suck up and boil up, and it's usually great.
Yeah, no, like the similar way that I do it is when it starts boiling, put it on the lowest heat, leave it for 15 minutes. Do not touch the lid. Do not open that lid. You will need that lid. And then take it off the heat, leave it for 5 minutes, and it's perfect. Like restaurant grade rice, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
I think the towel part is actually very important because when you think about it, you wrap the lid in a towel, it like gives it the steaming process because the towel sucks up all the moisture and then it like.
My lid's close well
physics.
enough on my pots, so it's fine. But don't do like a huge amount of rice. Well, that depends. Like 3 deciliter of rice becomes a whole lot of rice. That is like 4 or
like,
5 portions, depending.
And also know the 1-to-1 proportion. Because like I always just do a cup of rice and then a cup of water.
Oh, you were supposed to do a little bit more too. I mean, yeah, everybody depending on the type of rice too, and the type of stove and. Oh, that reminds me when I was living in fucking student house. That fucking stove that I had, it was such a pain. Like even when you put it on the low, after you put it on the highest and then put it on low, it will still go on for a solid 10 minutes on the highest because it was so horribly constructed. I managed to cook food on that. Like I've learned to cook good food on shitty equipment because of it, which was very funny when I was in Edinburgh. No, in Dundee, visiting my girlfriend when she was studying over there, and I managed to cook perfect food every time, and both her and her roommate was like, "How do you succeed? Like every time we cook here, we burn something." I was like, "Yeah, I've had 3 years of experience using horrible kitchen equipment."
I'm somewhat of a chef myself.
No, I'm sort of a chef myself. Man of culture, am I not?
Okay, let's get off the topic of food because I feel like we're gonna be here all day talking
I'm
about
so
food.
hungry now. I haven't eaten lunch yet. I'm gonna eat lunch after this podcast.
I had breakfast. I had some egg and sausage, but I haven't had. It was almost like an English breakfast.
So see.
Okay, so what we got next on the topic list? How do you find new music? So, okay, a question about this question. Is it meant like, do we find new music through YouTube or through games, or is it like, how do you find new music, new YouTube videos, and new games?
No, it's how do you find new music like what medium do you
through
through? Like, is it YouTube? Is it game? Is it TikTok? Uh, wow, that's a bit of a boomer moment. But like, both you and me have a very very mixed music taste. Like, we enjoy pretty much everything under the sun when it comes to music. Obviously,
Yeah.
we have things that we go like, well, that just sucks. I don't like to listen to it. For example, I don't necessarily enjoy, what was it, screamo or something like that, like rap where they're screaming like it was heavy metal, but it just doesn't work.
Screamo.
Yeah, screamo.
Yeah, like Scarlord and stuff like that.
Yeah, those type of things. Like, I hate that. It doesn't sound good for me.
I don't really hate, like, I actually like some Screamo tracks. I think some of them are really good. Like, I've listened to a fair bit of Bones, and I've listened to a fair bit of Suicide Boys.
Alright, fair enough.
Like, I, of course, also on some Ghostman as well. I think Ghostman's actually, like, the better known one. But it's like, I don't mind the screaming parts, because, you know, metalhead, yo.
Yeah.
But also the fact I like that those songs also have the, like, the crazy part where they go like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Referencing that Snoop Dogg video, aren't you?
No. That time he was talking mumble rap. That's literally what they're saying. But replace the sounds I made with words.
Oh.
Like the rhythm they actually do lyrics is like that pump. Like they're very like
yeah. It's like very energetic and upbeat stuff that way. Fair enough, yeah. But like, when it comes, like, how do you find new genres of music or new artists? Like, what has been the main platform that's introduced you to it?
Main platform is YouTube. That's definitely. But I have a weird way of finding music. I don't find. Sometimes I do, like, by just listening to a song. But the way a lot of the time find music is I find videos about an artist and like what they're like and how they make music.
Okay.
So like video essays are like a little mini documentary, and like that's how I find like these, because for me the music I like is very connected with like if I like the artist behind it, if I find them interesting. That's why I like bands like Primus, for example. Like I like very unique sounds and very unique stories to how the sound got created.
All right.
Like recently an artist I found is called R. Stevie Moore.
Okay.
It's so he's been doing music since like the 70s, I think, and he has like 40 albums, I think.
Oh wow! So like, what type of
the
genre
interesting
is that?
thing about he does like
obviously it's gonna
hard
be
to
indie.
describe. It's like indie rock, but like Pink Floyd era indie rock, almost like.
Ooh.
It's got that weird sound to
So
it.
it's
like
stoner music.
No, it's more like it's like if Frank Zappa was not crazy.
Right.
Which is great, like that's why Frank Zappa's great, but like
it's like
I don't know,
more mellow.
Like, not mellow, it's just calm. But it's like the interesting thing about him is he is the person that pretty much started solo home recording.
Oh.
He's like pioneered it in a sense, because of course he didn't invent the devices, but like he pretty much built a home studio and he literally, most of his albums, he plays every single instrument, does the vocals. Of course, he has some albums where he works with other artists and musicians, but most of the time he's just spending at home making music, which I thought was really cool.
That sounds pretty nice, actually.
I'm actually, after a podcast, I'll send you a video about him, which tells more about it. But yeah. And I think other artists I found that way is like how I got into listening to stuff like I forgot his name, Mac DeMarco, I think.
Okay.
There's another. I've been listening to a lot of indie music, I guess.
Yeah.
But like indie music and hip hop has been like a lot of what I listen to. But Mac DeMarco, I found like just like I don't remember what channel it is, but there's this one YouTube channel that like interviews artists while they're shopping in like the one like popular music store. I think it's like called What's in My Bag.
Okay.
And like I learn about artists through that, and then I just like I listen to her music, and I'm like I like this. Or on Hot Ones as well. Hot Ones.
Yeah, no, Hot Ones is a good way.
have some musicians, and then the other musician, which is interesting because I didn't like this artist's music at first, and that's Oliver Tree, and he does like melodic rap.
Yep, I know who that is.
Yeah, no, like I wasn't into stuff super at first because it, from first look, he looked like cool, like in like a goofy way, like very outstanding.
Oh, I love his stuff.
But I thought at first, for some reason, my brain was like, he looks like a clout chaser. But I learned about how he's been in like the indie rap scene for like since like 2010, and I was like, I listened to some of his older stuff, and that's how I just got into listening to Oliver Tree.
It reminds me like similarly how I never listened to, for example, Childish Gambino like at all before. Then he decided, oh, I'm gonna just focus more on my music career. But he's done so much writing before for different artists and created stuff for by himself. And just threw myself in and it was like I really enjoyed the weird offbeat stuff, which then obviously when I found out when Filthy Frank was no longer going to be doing the things he did, I realized, wait, he makes music too, not Pink Guy, but his Joji, and I was like, I fell head over heel with that type of music, and I don't know, it just stuck with me, which obviously led me to Oliver Tree and stuff like that. But for me, like finding new genres and stuff like that has been like when Spotify decides like, oh, you listen to the if you finish listening to this playlist, now we're gonna take control and give you things that
it autoplays.
Yeah, it autoplays similar similar artists. I've had some pretty shitty artists pop up that I don't enjoy listening to. But when it comes to like modern music, the only way I know what's the like currently the most popular music is through TikTok. I don't use the app. There was a period of time where it started to show up like compilations, the same way Vine used to do on YouTube.
Well, still, the like TikTok compilations on YouTube are like huge.
Yeah, and that's the only way that I keep track of like what is good right now, like what do people listen to right now.
Basically, the trends.
Yeah, what is trending right now, and some of those are really enjoyable to listen, which is very funny because TikTok is also like it bringing back old music that I forgot about too. I can't remember ones like, but like early 70s music and stuff like that. For some reason, it's very popular on TikTok, and I was like, oh, I haven't heard this in like ages. This is so nice. Why haven't I done this before?
I think the thing with TikTok is it had a very unfortunate start with its marketing because it pretty much. Do you remember Musical.ly?
Oh yeah, no, I remember Musical.ly.
I think TikTok in a way like tried to take over what Musical.ly left after like Musical.ly was like shut down.
Yeah.
And I think that attracted a certain crowd that like the like majority of people just find cringy, so to say. But I think over time, just more people have realized, same as Vine back in the day, it's like it's just a platform where you can post stuff.
Yeah, it's like you can do whatever the fuck you want to do on it, but don't.
So it's like more creative and funny people have been attracted to it. And it's like, so I think like on every platform, because I've never judged a platform. Okay, TikTok I kind of did, but in general, I don't judge platforms until like I see like all of it that it's gonna have. Because like you need to like give a platform time to actually find its like name and like its demographic and its audience and all that.
Yeah, fair enough. Shall we move on to the next one?
Oh no, I'm scared.
Oh, you are scared of this one.
I'm very scared.
So, what is the most time and money you've spent on a game?
I
know my answer.
You see, I think I have two different answers because I know which one I've spent the most money on, but I'm not sure which one I've spent the most time on.
Cool.
Like I know between which games it's like
yeah.
Between it's either League of Legends,
Yeah.
which is the game I was spent the most on,
Yeah.
which we'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah.
Minecraft, because I have no way to track time in Minecraft, but I've played it a shit ton since 2011.
Yeah.
And Terraria, I guess, because on Steam I have over 1,000 hours in it. Yeah, it's my only game on Steam that I have at least 1,000 hours in.
Jesus Christ.
And that's, I think before I like had it on Steam back when through interesting ways I acquired the game, I put in like at least like 600 hours into it.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the game I've put down the most time in is Warframe. Both the separate launcher and the Steam. On Steam, I think I have like 700 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Let me quickly double check. Library. There we go. That's not how you spell Warframe. It's not Warframe. There's Warframe. Oh no, I almost have 800 hours. That is even worse. So I think I've accumulated about 1,000 hours in that case because I used the separate launcher in the beginning, and then I realized no, I can have it on Steam instead.
Yeah.
And it's also the game I put out the most money in.
Oh god.
Because at the time I had a well-paying job. Well-paying. It's just like I had a stable income, and I think I put down like 100 euros every month went into Warframe, and I think I calculated that I spent almost 170 euros or something like that, which is a lot. No, wait, no, not 170 euros. It's more than that. 17,000 euro. No. Wait, hold on. I'm losing my mind here. 1,700 euros. That's what I spent in total on Warframe. Saying something that
it's a bit.
That is the most amount of money I've spent on a game.
The craziest thing about that is like the fact that like Warframe is the game where you can make money without spending money.
It was
but like I understand why you spend actual money because it's much more fast and efficient.
For me, it was buying cosmetics actually. Like I wanted my Warframes to look good. I didn't want to sit there with the basic stuff and go like, I want the different color palettes and stuff like that. Like I was more of the aesthetic than insta buying weapons and stuff like that. And obviously because the game is sort of bottlenecks you into spending the premium currency in it too, to unlock more weapon slots and stuff like that, which I find is bullshit. It really fucking sucks. It sucked so much. It's like if you want to master something, you have to master it and then you throw it away. You just get rid of it because you can't afford to have more weapons in there, which creates like you either create a build you're fun like you will enjoy a lot of, or you create like you specify in only one type of weapon ever. Like there's no variety whatsoever. And
sorry,
it bugged me. No, it just bugged me a lot. And I think that was the biggest reason why I started spending money in it. And also the me being in a dojo with friends, I'm fully aware that I donated a lot of money to make the dojo look nice because the grind was so long.
Yeah. The thing about Warframe is because I've put like I think like 100+ hours into it. The thing for me is, though I don't know how the game's economy changed over time, but now it's really easy to make premium currency, which is platinum.
Yeah.
Because I remember like, well, also I really like the trading in Warframe. How it's literally just a shouting fest in chat, because I always find in games that it's boring when it's just an auction house and you bid on things. Like, I don't find that fun.
Yeah.
I like the cutthroat market of Warfare where like you're undercutting people or you're outsmarting people. It's like it's like a game in a game.
Yeah, and for me that's not fun. Like I don't like I want to I like a fair market in that way. Like, yes, I'm boring. Just fucking sue me. But like it ruins the experience for other people when you're straight up scamming them to get stuff you need because they didn't.
Boo! Capitalism! Boo!
No, fuck you, former Soviet Union.
No. Free economy. No taxation.
Yeah, no, but that's the game I spent the most money in. When it comes to money that I actually spent on something else that was a hobby of mine for the longest, which was airsoft. Oh god, the amount of money I spent on that one. I think it was 1,400 euros.
Well, yeah, but that's like a hobby.
Yeah,
Hobbies
no.
are always expensive.
Hobbies are always going to be expensive because it's fun to buy the stuff and create your gear and put time into it. Unfortunately, I didn't play enough because all the what's it called, the arenas, a place you could play at, were outside of my city, so I always had to coordinate with different people, and in the long run, it was just painful to do.
Yeah.
Because they only had some weird opening times. Like, it wasn't every weekend that you can go there. Like, once a month you can go there, and that kind of sucked. Yeah. Last topic.
My spending.
Oh, right. I was moving on, and I forgot that I've just been babbling.
No, I'm not gonna slip through. I'm gonna.
Right.
So I did some counting. I think I've spent around 1,000 euros on League of Legends throughout. But this is throughout 7 years of playing the game.
Oh. Yeah, for me that was
and
during
through
a
like
year.
10-ish accounts.
Oh.
But it
that's
was
gonna
worse
suck more.
It was worse in the beginning because back in the day it was really annoying to unlock new characters, which I still hate in League. I think like you should not need to unlock characters. Like,
Yeah.
it should be like Dota style where it's like just give them the characters.
Mm-hmm.
You have them. But yeah, and especially like nowadays it's much easier to farm up the in-game currency to unlock characters. But back in the day, like if you wanted like a max price character, which is like 6,300 influence points.
Yeah.
That was like a week of grinding to unlock one character,
Yeah.
and you don't even know if you're gonna like it.
Yeah, no, that's the part that annoyed me a lot because I played during those times and then I tried to throw myself into League and I realized, it's not a game that I like to play anymore. I've moved on past that.
For me, it started with the fact that I didn't care about skins. I actually wanted champions, so I just spent money buying champions. So I think like the first 100 euros probably went to me just buying champions that were on sale because they have like weekly sales both for skins and for champions.
Yeah.
Then I started buying skins here and there, but then the worst part came. They added what I would call gambling to the game.
Oh no.
It's not gambling, but it's loot boxes.
That is gambling. That is purely the definition of gambling.
Surprise mechanics.
Yeah, fuck you, EA.
Yeah, but I've spent like the most money on just buying both like mostly just the when there's an event in League, there's these orbs you can buy, and it's literally just like gacha game orbs, except you get like champion skin shards, which you can make into champion skins.
Oh, okay. I see. So it's
yeah,
another level of grinding there.
Yeah, but like that system makes it that you can actually earn skins for free.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, that's me spending money on video games.
Jesus Christ! So over 1,000 hours in Terraria, and that didn't suck that you spend so much money on different accounts in the long run. Your face is telling me yes.
You see, David, if you asked a normal person, they'd say obviously yes, but also remember who you're talking to.
Yeah, right.
You know my spending habits, which have gotten better.
Oh my god, don't remind me. It's like, oh, I bought this new game. I want to play with you guys. Plays it for a week. No, I don't like it anymore. Buy this new game. How many games do you have?
On Steam, okay.
On your current one?
No, yes, my main one. The one I've had for, 8 years?
Yeah.
Some games I, removed from my library. I think before I removed, I had... This included shitty free-to-play games, but most of them were bought. 231?
Okay. So
now I'm at 98.
So I passed you pretty hard, but with 200.
Yeah, but you actually play your games.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Actually, on the topic of games, yesterday I made a list.
Oh.
Now this isn't for my PC. I have a PS4 for the audience at home. I own a PS4 that I bought a while back, and
yeah.
I have a lot of games on my PS4 because my spending habits moved to PS4 from PC. So, I sat down yesterday and decided to make a list of an order how I'm going to go through my games. Because currently I'm playing through God of War.
Yeah.
And then I've an ordered list of how I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You guess how many games are on the list?
100.
That's a bit unrealistic.
Okay. 50.
32.
Okay. That's still doable.
But this is games I haven't played or played for very little. I also have games I actually beat on my PS4.
Oh.
Yeah, these are the games I'm going to go through.
Oh. No.
You want me to name them and then we can talk about them a little?
We can leave it to another episode. I'm looking at the time here too.
I think I could fit this in because I think the first game I ever played, I think we need more time for that anyways because we could save that.
Yeah. Yeah,
this
no,
is
definitely.
a current thing for me. Because I just want to go through my list and then see your opinion on it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so first off we got God of War.
Yes, a good one. Very good pick.
Then second off we got The Last of Us, the first one.
Oh, nice. You got me worried there, but yes.
Then I have to finish Borderlands 3. I'm a good bit into it, but I need to play through it. Okay, on Borderlands 3.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the writing, but it's my favorite Borderlands game. Because the gameplay is that good. I have to put it down. You haven't played it yet. Trust me, if you played it, you would understand what I mean. The game feels so fun to play. It's just horrible, right?
I might buy it on the grey market.
Exactly.
Because
plus on my PS4, I have the Season Pass, so I have all DLCs.
Oh.
So I have to go through those as well.
Oh,
then after that, I got Horizon Zero Dawn, which I've played a bit, but not too much.
Alright, that's a good game.
Then I got Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which is the one after Human Revolution. And I've played that for 5 hours, so I'm decently into it. It's a cool game, but it's a slow burner.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Then we got Spider-Man.
Not Miles Morales, the previous one.
Not Miles Morales, just Spider-Man, that game is a game I played halfway through, but then I don't have the save file for that anymore. So I have to go through it again.
Big F.
Then we got Valkyria Chronicles, which is the prequel of the series that got released.
Oh, yeah, right. Fucking the Valkyria Chronicles.
Anime World War. Yeah. That's a fun game. It's like anime XCOM almost, and it's really fun.
Yeah.
Actually.
I'm planning on getting it on my Switch, but I'm unsure.
Right, I didn't tell you what I bought on my
PS4. Oh my fucking god! Wow.
Not recently. This is before you came back. On Christmas time, on sale, I bought a bundle. Now you know me. What game or games did I buy?
I don't know, Tekken, Mortal Kombat,
No.
Final Fantasy.
No, you think of Bruno. What game do you think of?
Did you buy fucking Skyrim again?
I bought a Skyrim and Fallout 4 bundle.
Oh my fucking god, why?
Because I love them.
It's like, sure,
So, yeah,
I decided to throw myself into Fallout 4, but I heavily modded it again, so I can enjoy myself.
But yeah, next on the list we have Skyrim, And that's only on the list because I want to 100% it. Because I already beat the main story and Dragonborn.
Yeah.
I have 2 more DLCs and then like trophies to earn.
Oh, okay. So it's the trophy part that you want 100%. Fair.
Yeah. Then next up is a game I dread to finish. Is Kingdom Hearts 1. It's a game I am semi-far into, but it is cancer to play. I'll just put it like that. It's a great game, but it's cancer to play.
I'm guessing you're fighting a lot with the camera.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to it, but it's still ass. Yeah. Okay, the next on the list, we got Final Fantasy 15.
Big surprise. Not.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to remember which of the Final Fantasies it is, because I never really played
Noctis.
it. Noctis, okay, fair enough.
Okay, yeah, the boy band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a great game. The only thing is, like, I think it's overrated a bit because the combat is a bit boring, but it's a great game. Then GTA San Andreas, because also I bought a GTA bundle where I have San Andreas, Vice City, and 3.
Yeah.
And I actually bought that for a good reason. The PC version, especially for San Andreas, because that's the main reason I bought this bundle, is very buggy.
Yeah.
It's a horrible port.
It's a horrible port.
So yeah, I got San Andreas, and I'm actually like a third of the way through the game in San Andreas already. Right. I just have to finish that. The next up, we got, and this series will appear multiple times, Assassin's Creed Origins.
Didn't you already have it on your computer?
Yeah, and I played it as shit as well. I just didn't beat it. So I need to go through that again. Then we got Borderlands 1.
Yes.
Then we got Bloodborne.
Mmm.
Bloodborne, I hate it and I love it.
Please don't destroy your TV. Or yeet the control out of your window.
Oh yeah, fuck, you don't know. I bought a monitor. Yeah.
For the audio listener, Bruno just dragged his monitor.
Yeah, onto the webcam. Nice. Yeah, I bought a. Wait, I could just like.
Yeah.
Try to do this.
You fucking dummy.
I'm lifting my laptop.
Nice. Yeah. What brand is it?
Samsung. It's not a fancy one. It's just like a decent monitor. I bought it for like $90.
Fair enough. All right. So Origin was the last game. Are we gonna go through all the 32 because we're gonna be here for way?
I mean, we can have a long episode. There's nothing bad with that. Are you in a rush?
No, not really.
Okay, we're going more.
Fuck. I'm just saying if it's going to be interesting to listen to in the long run, because...
I mean, look, listeners at home, if you're not too interested in listening to the rest of the list, you can pretty much tune out now, because this is going to be the last, 20 minutes of the podcast.
I'm going to get your Red Bull in that case.
But yeah, to everyone else, we're gonna continue on with the list because I have how many games still to go? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 games.
Get to the fucking point. I'm back, by the way.
Okay. So, after Bloodborne, we got the first BioShock.
Alright.
Which I actually almost beat. I'm 2 chapters away from beating it. I was
good
just
game.
Drained. Then I got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is the one in Greece. I don't own it on PC. I only own it on PS4.
Alright.
Then I got Metro 2033.
The original one?
Redux.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I meant with...
Well, the remaster. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Then Ni no Kuni 2.
Good game. As real as you can see my girlfriend in the background.
Then a game I am really scared to play because I know how angry it's gonna make me.
Oh no! Okay.
It's a loved and fantastic game that has awful controls, and it's a PlayStation exclusive. Can you guess it?
PlayStation exclusive.
It's a classic. People love it, and it has horrible controls.
It's not Dark Souls.
No, exclusive. Only been on PlayStation consoles. It got remastered for the PS4.
Killzone? No, that's just meh.
I'll give you another hint. It was on the PS2, then it got remastered for the PS3, and then it got remastered for the PS4.
It's one of the Metal Gear games?
No.
Okay, then I have no idea. I'm drawing a blank.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh no! You gotta be so bored.
It's not just that. I don't mind that. The atmospheric. But the controls are so shit. It's like, why? They remastered it but left the shitty controls. No. Then after Shadow Colossus, we have another game I have a kind of famous history with. Metal Gear Solid 5. Which I still haven't beaten. Yeah.
Colonel.
That's not MGS5.
No, he never talks
That's
pretty much.
Snake. Then we got BioShock 2, which I've never actually played.
Alright.
So that's going to be interesting. Then, okay, the next game on the list.
Ooh, Dave's getting upset.
It's a game that you, Mag, and Echo have all complained that I've played it so much and I still haven't beaten it.
Is it Witcher 3?
Yeah.
How did I guess?
Because I'm notorious, man. But yeah, Witcher 3 is next on the list, and I've played that game so much. I think I've played it like altogether like 60 or 70 hours, and I still haven't beaten it because I just keep starting over.
I put down 300 hours in that game, and I am on my third run.
I've had more runs, I just don't get far in them. I get to like Novigrad, and then I'm like, I
I cry every time.
Then next on the list is Metro Last Light, which is a game I almost beat years ago, but then I couldn't beat because it would crash after one point on the PC version.
Yeah, the port for it was very unstable. It didn't really work properly.
Okay.
Especially in the beginning, at least.
Yeah. Then after Metro Last Light, we got the last Assassin's Creed game on the list, which is Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Okay.
Which is the one set in the UK.
Yeah, the twin.
Yeah. Then, to finish out another series on my list, we got BioShock Infinite with all the DLCs. I've beaten BioShock Infinite in the past, but I have not played the DLCs. But I'm going to go through everything.
Yeah, no, I beat the DLC too, and they... If you play those like after each other, you're gonna realize that they've retconned a lot of things in Infinite to make everything else work, story-wise, which is just dumb. But it is what it is, and it's enjoyable for that.
Yeah. Then we got GTA 3.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2, which I'm more hopeful for because I'm guessing that's the best one in the series.
Yeah, that's.
Then we got. Yeah?
No, that's sorry. Go on.
Then we got Uncharted 2. Because I have the collection, but I've only beaten the first game.
Alright. No, the Uncharted series is fine.
I love the first game.
Super linear. They're linear, but it's a fun story.
Yeah. Then after Uncharted 2, we got GTA Vice City, which also closes out the Vice City games.
Yeah.
Then we got Uncharted 3, which will close out the Uncharted games that I own, because I don't have 4 yet.
Yeah.
I might get it in the future. Then another series to close out, we got Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'm both excited and not excited for, because I've heard like mixed opinions on it.
Also, all the Kingdom Hearts are around 100 hours to beat. They're long they're long games. But considering how long their processes, like the development process takes for them, fair enough.
Yeah. And then to close off the list, the final game, which is a game I don't think you know, but I've mentioned in the past. It's a game called Ys 8. It's spelled YS and then the number 8. It's
What?
It's a JRPG series. Literally type in YS and we'll just find it, I think.
Huh. Oh,
So
first
like
thing
the
I
eighth
saw was
one.
titties.
Of course. But it's like very Final Fantasy style where you can just play any entry in the series like and not be too missing out.
Oh, okay.
Now this game I almost beat, but same as Spider-Man, I lost my save file. So I put in like 50 hours into that game and lost all my progress.
Oh, if you're hearing clattering in the background, it's my girlfriend's
It's okay.
eating.
We're about to finish up because that was my list. So, thank you everyone for listening to this week's prolonged episode. I've been your host, Bruno. With me has been my lovely co-host, David.
Yeah. As per usual.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and we hope you tune in next week. See ya!